One of the greatest things about the Fallout universe is its incredibly unique style of lore and world building. When you see any character, any creature, any location or piece of technology, you can immediately pinpoint the unmistakable Fallout aesthetic and style. And things like these make the world so utterly engrossing. Take the mighty hulking suits of plated steel known as Power Armor. The designs of these epic ensembles are so distinctive that you can almost hear the sound of laser rifles and vertibirds in the back of your mind. In this video, we'll be giving you some insight into the lore behind Power Armor, its initial development, and some of the most badass sets you can get your hands on in-game. So sit back and strap in for 5 facts about Power Armor. Fact number 1. Power Armor was developed in the West Tech Research Facility in order to be utilized on a mass scale as America's peak of armored infantry technology. In around August in 2065, the US Army Mechanized Cavalry began focusing the government's defense contractors towards researching and implementing some form of man-based tanks. And by the end of 2067, the first suit of T45 Power Armor was deployed in combat for the Americans fighting the Chinese in Alaska. These deployments were revolutionary and heavily swung the pendulum of the Sino-American War in favor of the United States. These suits are custom fitted to the specific user and are so insanely heavy that they are only mobile thanks to the internal micromotors which allow the wearer to operate it without having to directly lift each limb with their own strength. If that were the case, you'd probably only have powerlifters in the US military. Over the next 10 years, Power Armor technology excelled rapidly. There's something uncanny about a good war that causes technology to improve far quicker, and the United States were in a fully fledged arms race with the Chinese, who were stunned by these one-man tanks. Since the Great War, Power Armor has gone through new, even further technological advancement, despite the whole atomic annihilation thing. This was mostly at the hands of the Enclave, who created the advanced Power Armor, but we'll talk about those suits a little later on. Fact number 2. The T45 Power Armor was the first model to pass testing and successfully make it onto the battlefield. It was the resounding success that the US Army Mechanized Cavalry had dreamed of, and it was only the beginning of a whole series of successes. This set was first seen in action in the Sino-American War in 2067, and the most common model was the T45D. The initial version of the T45 set was the T45A, which ran on small energy cells rather than the West Tech microfusion packs. This meant that the original versions of this suit burned through energy at an astounding rate, and if used in combat would probably leave some poor schmuck stranded beyond enemy lines, with a giant metal bullseye painted on his back. You don't want to be the guy awkwardly stepping out of a suit in opposition territory moments after mowing down all of their friends. The T45 model is similar in appearance to the T51, only it is much less advanced, using riveted steel plates instead of plastic composite materials for improved weight control and mobility. The T45, as such an early model of this revolutionary technology, had plenty of other faults, including various electronical and mechanical systems on the outside of the suit, meaning some well-placed shots could really ruin the wearer's day. The suit also required the user to wear a specialized bodysuit underneath in order to make sure the armor's servos could be linked to the user's movements. The life cycle of the T45 spanned until the T45F model, and then there was a new Power Armor on the scene. Fact number 3. The T51 Power Armor, while being similar in appearance, revolutionized many of the T45's glaring problems. This new model was developed in the West Tech Research Facility in California. The most popular edition of this series was the T51B Power Armor. By the end of the Anchorage Reclamation, 10 years after the initial release of the T45, the T51B model was the standard issue for American soldiers in the Army's Mechanized Cavalry regiments. Despite its popularity leading up to the end of the Great War, it is incredibly rare to find in the wasteland, and is often only tied to factions with a military or governmental history, like the Brotherhood of Steel or the Enclave. As mentioned earlier, this set uses microfusion technology for power which operates much more efficiently than simple energy cells. Some other notable feats in its design include built-in smooth hydraulics, a lightweight shell capable of stopping massive physical blows, a thick silver coating effective in reflecting laser and radiation damage, and enough fuel to last 100 years. Fact number 4. While it may not have been the standard issue, the premium, most trusted Power Armor technology pre-war took form in the T60 Power Armor. This set is the unmistakable visage on the cover of Fallout 4 that got us all immensely hyped to play the game. Even though it was once again similar in appearance to its predecessors, there is no questioning the superiority of this series. It has higher damage, energy and radiation resistance, double layered shoulders, and is powered by fusion cores. This set was developed after the liberation of Anchorage and was deployed just before the Great War. Forces in the Commonwealth were among the first divisions to receive the new technology, and some can be seen just outside of Vault 111. Lastly, we have fact number 5. Power armor technology didn't cease to advance once the United States was ravaged by radiation. In fact, some of the very best engineers survived with the Enclave to work tirelessly on improving this technology. Some notable changes include the use of lightweight metal alloys and ceramic casting for eased mobility, and also vastly improved motion assist servo motors, which allowed the user's movements to be registered much more effectively and providing an immense increase to the user's strength. The suit is also designed to keep it upright at all times, and the knees can be locked in place, so you'll never see a glorious Enclave soldier rolling around on his back like a helpless tortoise. Another handy little factor, which was present on some previous iterations of the armor, is that it can turn human waste into drinkable water, much to the dismay of their lead engineer, Bear Grylls, who believed that feature was entirely unnecessary. There was also a Mark II version of Advanced Power Armor, which added a complete overhaul into using only ceramic composites rather than the mixture of ceramic and metal, and it had a back-mounted power pack rather than a built-in ventilated one. Subscribe to FudgeMuppet if you're new to our content, and give the video a like if you'd like to see more Fallout content. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter to keep up with everything Fudge. Links to our profiles can be found just below in the description. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Drew, and I'll see you in the next one.